It's your girl Chef Jazz here, owner of Green Panther Chef, where we normalize cooking with cannabis. Super excited about today's episode because we are cooking with a protein that I absolutely love, and that is mussels. We're going to be doing this in its own juices, and it's also going to have infused cannabis oil as well. So it is absolutely amazing if you're looking for a quick and easy recipe to infuse. All right, so stay tuned, guys. All right, so before I always heat up my heating source before I start to cook, right? Because I always want that just to be waiting on me. But we have these beautiful mussels that I found at our local grocer. We have to make sure we prep those properly so we can just have like the best meal possible, right? So most of these mussels have already been cleaned, So what you have to pay attention to is if they have a beard on those. So if there is a beard on your mussel, what you want to do is basically just pull that off, all right? We've already cleaned most of these mussels, but that is extremely important when you're cooking with fresh protein. There's a second thing as well. When you're cooking with any type of protein, you want to make sure that it is alive and that it smells good, right? So the same thing with fish. If you're eating a fish, you don't want it to smell fishy, right? So the same thing with a mussel. If you're eating a mussel, it's good when it's open after it's cooked, but before, not so much. So how do we make sure our mussel is alive? It's pretty simple. So if you see a mussel that's already open, you just want to give it a slight little squeeze. If it starts to close on its own, like it just did, that's very much alive and well, so we can cook with that. If there's a mussel like this that is already open, we're giving it a squeeze and it does not close, but this one did. But if it does not close, that means that it is actually dead. So you want to get rid of that. So before we actually start cooking with our mussels, we want to make sure we clean the beards off and we want to make sure that they are all alive. After we do that, let's get them rinsed off in the sink. Just using a colander. And just giving them a nice rinse. That gets off any of the dirt, any of that stuff, that you do not want. We already have our pan that is already preheating. I'm going to actually start to crank that up a little bit so we can get a little bit more heat on there. And at that point, this is when I'm either going to add our extra virgin olive oil that is non-infused or butter. I actually want to make like a nice stew, so I'm going to actually get butter. One moment. Got our butter, non-infused butter, guys, and it is not room temperature. Just grabbed it out the refrigerator. And if you feel as though that I'm leaving you behind in any type of capacity, do not worry. All of the recipes are going to be left inside of the show notes that's right below. So just sit back and enjoy. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of butter into the bottom of the pan. This is actually already warm, and we do not want to burn our butter. One trick that I typically do when I'm cooking with butter as the base is just to add a little bit of oil. Extra virgin olive oil is fine because we are not frying anything. So I do not want it as high where it's going to reach that smoke point and it's going to burn, basically. And it's a great base. So just want to get all of that butter melted down. At that point, it's a perfect time to add our sliced garlic. I want to have all of that just kind of hang out, Doesn't take long, but we really just want the fragrance of the garlic to come out and kind of infuse the olive oil and the butter because that's going to be the great base for our sauce. So that probably takes, about 1 minute, if that. It already smells good. At that point, I just want to fragrance or just add a little bit of flavor to that garlic butter. And that's going to be in the form of oregano. You can use a different fresh herb. You can hear that pop. I absolutely love that. You can use a different fresh herb if you like thyme or rosemary. That's absolutely fine. But I really love oregano One being is because I am using the same 5 ingredients. If you checked out our gazpacho video, using the same ingredients inside of these mussels. So we're not we're not doing anything fancy. We definitely just want to show you how easy it is to cook with cannabis, and you do not have to break the bank. All right, that already smells awesome. So I'm going to add a little bit of pepper flakes. We like it a little spicy over here. So you can omit this if you want. And then just those fresh sliced tomatoes. At that point, just a little bit of pepper and salt. I try to put black pepper into absolutely everything, even if it is a sweet dish. Being is because if you've seen any of my work, I am a Crohn survivor. And so I really like strands that are high in beta-carotene. And then also, it's also found in black pepper. It's a great anti-inflammatory. So I need to keep all of that regulated. So I try to sneak in black pepper wherever I can. A little bit of salt. We are dealing with mussels. They do come from the sea. Yes, they are a little bit salty, but we still need seasoning. All right. Now we're just going to add our mussels. And this is really simple, especially for dinner parties, right? It's not going to take long at all. And it's super good. Don't have a lid. Let's use another pot. We're going to cover that up. We're going to let that all hang out for a good 4 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to eat. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right. These seem like they are almost done. Oh, and it smells so good. I won't talk to you about smell-o-vision, but I think that's so late and old, but it smells so good in here. All right, guys, so let's take these mussels off of the oven. And these are in its own juices. I know typically we can do it with white wine, also a stout. Again, a stout is also great with clams, but in its own juices with just a little bit of tomato, highlighting that garlic like we did in just a fresh herb. We are in the money. We really want to highlight our food. We don't want to mask it, you know? And that's what Green Panther Chef is all about. It's just highlighting those local and beautiful flavors and having a little fun along the way. I'm just going to load it up, guys, because I am hungry. Just a little bit of that juice. And when those mussels open up, that is the natural juices that come out. So nothing has been added, as you can see. Then also, I always love to finish it just to brighten it up with just a little bit of fresh lemon or fresh lime. I want to top this off with a little bit of our cannabis-infused extra virgin olive oil. Because why not? It's Green Panther Chef. And then we're going to be serving this alongside of just a little bit of baguette so we can sop up all of those good juices right there. All right, guys. So this is super simple. It's super easy. It's a fun dinner party treat. It's infused with CBD and also THC as well. So if you like this recipe or any other of our other recipes, make sure you click the link below because we have so much in store. All right, guys. I'm your girl, Chef Jazz, and I'll see you soon.